Welcome back to World of Warcraft. We're playing on the hardcore anniversary realm named Soulseeker. Ended the previous episode in Blackrock Depths. Unfortunately, even though I was planning on recording a second part inside the dungeon, the priest healer had some connection issues.
What will you require?
Ended up disconnecting twice within a minute or so and decided that there was no reason to risk unnecessary deaths, especially at level 59, and the entire group was very close to level 60. So we called it a night, everybody left. I did deliver a single quest I had completed here.
Strength.
I'm going to fly from Kargath to the Burning Steppes because we can do one quest here, because it starts from Kargath. We need to deal with some machines, some fractured elemental shards. These are perfectly fine for us to deal with, level 53 to 55. And once we're done with these, maybe we can pick up another quest for Blackrock Depths. I remember that some of these quests in the Burning Steppes would lead you back to either the Searing Gorge or the Blackrock Mountains. Now the smart thing to do is go to the database and make sure that you have what you need, but we do need experience, and that is a thorium vein. We can mount and get that one too, now that we know where it is, unless someone is faster than us. And look at that, there is a second one. And hold on, is that a third one? No, that was a dark iron deposit. We'll try to do as much as we can. I'm not really sure how much experience we will receive for everything else here. And some of these obsidian elementals are going to offer some quest items maybe? Or perhaps, hold on, maybe we can get some stones from these. We'll go ahead and cast Battle Shout. I can tell these have a higher defense than normal enemies. We're not dealing that much damage. Thankfully, we are pretty robust, and the equipment that we have is solid. So let's fight these. Are we going to take damage from this river of lava here? No, we seem to be doing fine. Real shame about Blackrock Depths, even though the mage that we were grouped with was not really cooperating with his polymorph skill, and may end up, this is something that may end up getting us killed at some point in the future. Not the mage specifically, but lack of understanding, perhaps. Now that is a Warrior. Let's go and get a few more elemental shards. Look at that, they managed to dodge. Didn't take that much damage though. I could really use a new two-handed weapon. And in hindsight, I can tell you that I should have kept the weapon from Uldaman. The effect of the scepter here from Maradon, it's not bad, but my issue is that it doesn't really proc often. 5 points of stamina plus 2% chance to crit. is significantly better. I don't like how fast the Thorazan spy here is attacking. Just look at the damage that we receive. We're going to stick to the golems, and maybe some of these obsidian elementals. They were not that tough to kill. Oh, and of course, maybe I should equip the Lava Crest leggings. Even though I do have the extra armor, so I guess they're pretty equal. Even though the arrow blade from Blackrock Depths is slightly better. There we go, one more shard. I think after fighting the golem, I'm going to head to the area that I found thorium. Well, saw thorium from above. Can let our health regen slowly. Now this is a quest whose drop rate makes me want to complete it again on a different character. This is the second vein that we saw. I believe we're safe here. Oh, and we only got a single thorium ore. Can't have some food until our health is full. I'm going to avoid pulling two of these. The Prayer of Fortitude. Yeah, that is almost 500 life. Only have about 7 minutes left, 6 now. And something else I've been considering is purchasing some of the endgame consumables. Not necessarily expensive flasks, but maybe some elixirs. Can gain some strength, maybe some agility, which is going to increase armor and our chance to dodge. I know that the elixir of the mongoose is very popular these days. Plus, it's going to offer you 2% chance to crit. So where was the thorium vein I saw before? Must have been this one. Can see the fortress ahead. I have no reason to bother the orcs though. We can deal with them at some later point. I remember a few people grinding out here. Many of these enemies drop plenty of cloth plus the occasional potion. Can't really say if it's an efficient way to make money. Could be a decent place to hang out and kill the occasional enemy while you wait for groups to form, or maybe wait for people to reach the Blackrock Mountain. So far, recruiting people for dungeons is not as easy as I imagined. Perhaps I simply have to find a guild. It's mostly hunters and rogues in the looking for group list. And there's a limit on how many you can invite. Of course, the occasional warrior is there too. But I'm usually choosing to tank for these dungeons. Plus we have a rogue, so 3 milli? I'm not sure about that. Some inherent advantages to being a ranged DPS. You can avoid a lot of splash damage, area of effect damage, cleaves and such. We have 6 out of 10 shards, and I'm going to head back to the area south of the Flame Crest here. The ruins of Thorazon. Perhaps there is something else. I'm going to stay away from these dwarves. They dealt a lot of damage for how fast they were attacking us. Plus the poisons. Let's find a few more obsidian elementals to kill, and we should have all 10 of these shards in no time. We require about 200,000 experience for level 59, and I'm going to assume slightly more for the final level. So in total that would be 450,000. Maybe a bit more. I'm not sure how much experience we need for level 60 from 59. And we are taking a lot of damage here too. Mentioned before that these weren't that hard to take down. Perhaps I spoke too soon. Not to mention that we will no longer have the Prayer of Fortitude. I'm going to cancel it so that we recover health somewhat faster. And now we are full. Around 3,600 health. Not really a lot, considering that we have plenty of stamina on each piece of gear. Yeah, I believe trinkets are the only exception. And the weapon, but you can't really afford to only equip weapons with a lot of stamina. You need to use a slow weapon that is going to deal a lot of damage. So let's see, one more shard here. Then we could go back to Kargath. I do want to speak to the goblins in Flamecrest. I know they have a quest for the Blackrock Spire. That is not Blackrock Depths, that is a different, significantly harder dungeon. Perhaps they have some quests for this area too. only managed to loot a lifeless stone. Am I going to pull both? I believe this is going to work much better. Amazing how we have very good equipment for our level. Fighting enemies that are 4 levels lower, and we still have to think about pulling more than one at a time. You can see an agent inside the ruins. I would expect to have a few quests around here. Maybe these are Alliance-only quests. Come to think of it, we're in the areas just north of Red Ridge Mountains, which you normally visit around, what, level 25? Maybe 20. So I suppose most Alliance, when they level, they decide to either head to Duskwood or maybe to Ashenvale, so they can continue. Generally not a fan of having to change zones very often, and I realized that while I was leveling my druid in hardcore, in the same server that the warrior is currently. Since I was mostly playing the warrior, I ended up accumulating some rested experience on the druid. And leveling was a lot smoother. Because you could pick a zone that you enjoyed, do the quests, and have enough for being in the level range of another dungeon or the next zone, instead of having to go back and forth all the time. So there is a quest here. This is a level 52 quest.
Yeah, what do you want?
The Broodling Essence.
Be careful out there.
Broodling. So we need to use the Draco in Carcinatrix.
Have a good one.
We can try do that quest from Dinky here. Can see Yuka. And this is Kibler.
What's up? Keep it real.
Glory to the Horde.
Let's try and sell what we can. That is a quest item. Let me make sure that I have easy access to it in case we need it for the quest. Elemental Earth that I have never been able to sell on the auction house.
Dabu.
I was expecting that in Classic many of the profession items you could create would end up being useful, since many of the dungeon loot is not exactly well itemized. What do we have here? You can see some quest markers. Unless I am missing something, there was nothing to do with the location of the marker. And we haven't run into anybody around here. Maybe they killed them and move on, but we never noticed it. Okay, we use the quest item, the Incarcinatrix. Wonder who came up with that name. I don't think I want to get hit by too many of these fireballs. Okay, we can loot a crystal. Reminds me of things that you find in tanners, or I should say near the Silhouette hives. Looted some glowing blood that we can vendor her 20 silver coins. That's an interesting way to make money. Plus, this is not a gray item, which means it has some type of use. No idea what that is. We could go after the scorpids though. The poison is probably not that bad. So we take about 50 damage from its strike. We discovered Dread Rock. Maybe the venom sac we can use to craft some first aid items, even though I never found any recipes. Should probably start making some of these rune cloth bandages. Maybe we can make the heavy ones. That is a giant. And standing in its path is going to be a giant mistake. Let's hope it's going to stay far away from us. Level 60. I wanted to say that it's going to aggro from a great distance, but then I realized we are level 58. Hard to believe. Should be fine all the way to the north here. The Terror Wind Path. Can see some dragon spawn, and these are elites too. I'm not sure what to make of all this. Now the flying dragons, the flying whelps that we need, are nowhere to be seen. I'm glad we don't have to worry about the giants. Just how much damage are we taking right now? About 38. It's... Speaking of the giant... I really don't feel safe in this area. And we only seem to be running into scorpids. There's a fire gut ogre. I mean, we looted about a gold piece from the scorpid. Not really sure what to think. Maybe this is a decent place to make money. Especially with skinning. And I've been considering that a lot. I do feel that engineering is not exactly optional on a warrior. But you can make a lot of money just by skinning all the beasts that you run across. Doesn't take long either. Oh, look at that, a black drake, and it's moving towards us. It is still moving towards us. Level 50, about 6.6 thousand hit points. I don't think it's that bad. Still. Imagine if you're playing a class like a warlock or a hunter and you can just engage these at your leisure. See their abilities, how much damage they deal to your pets, all from a safe distance. Oh, I haven't used, hold on. Need to make sure I use the correct quest item. And that is the crystal. Crystallized essence. You can see a warg in the middle of the dragonkin area. I wonder how they wandered here. Yeah, that is a wormkin. Look at that, we managed to interrupt it. This is the first rich story vein that we find on this character. So here's to the first of many. I don't have something to toast with. And Cyrus doesn't mind. Why is a wormkin named Cyrus? Good question. The taste of flame. So what is this quest about? We need to show him proof of our worth. So our instinct tells us he's going to find us unworthy. I wonder if the description is going to change after we accomplish something. I'm going to try and do the quest as fast as I can here. It is getting somewhat late. Even though I had time to record this evening, this night, I was mostly hoping to do a second run of Blackrock Depths. After the priest left, well, I was not really sure about what to do. The good news is we have gained a level, so we're going to be more capable of dealing with the harder second part of Blackrock Depths the next time we're in there. Last we completed 2 quests. I do have to head to Orgrimmar eventually, because of the information that we received from the commander and the orc. Hold on, not the orc, the dwarf. The orc commander and the dwarf. About the dwarf princess. What is going on? Right. And after we're done with that, we will eventually receive a quest to rescue the Princess Moira, I think her name was. Probably best if you wait until level 60 though. You can see a couple of wargs. Now, how many essences do I need exactly? We are halfway done. After we defeat the whelp here, we will need 3 more. You can see a warg is running. All this effort just to kill this fire beetle. Not sure what was that about. We can engage the whelp after this. Doing my best not to end up having to fight some of the elite dragons. Or I should say, dying to one of the elite dragons. Not that much fighting will take place. Not when you are a warrior. Okay, we can interrupt this one and pull it away from the dangerous enemies. So now what? Back the way we came, maybe? I am tempted to try the cave in the middle of the zone with all the fire god ogres. Simply to see if we can reach some of the thorium veins, which are bound to spawn inside the caves. There's one at the very top of the... What is that? The hill, the mountain? Inventory is full. Not a problem. Just look at the amount of damage these deal. I don't like this. Okay, so who is next? Some of these Scorpid, maybe? We will eventually loop around this entire zone. I think I should simply head north. Now there is a well. And of course a black drake. Perhaps the Alliance has some elite quests for this area. Not a lot is taking place. At least as far as the Horde faction is concerned. What exactly am I looking at? Is that an Alliance encampment? Appears fortified too. The drake is moving away, a dwarf is... I'm not sure what they're doing. Perhaps they're looking for some more themselves. No, they're picking up some sungrass. Now, speaking of ore... Morgan's Vigil. Can definitely mine the mithril here. We're not that interested in mithril. Plus, for some reason, I can't really get a good price for selling these. Either the ore or the smelted bars. And I can say the same about the solid stones too. All we have left is to go back to the Pillar of Ass. We can fly to Kargath, and that should be it. I think I'm going to take a break, and I'll probably try to record something more tomorrow, or maybe the day after. Could go into Blackrock Depths again, or we could finish some of the quests that we started in the Ungoro Crater. I still have everything that I picked up originally. Found 2 of the 3 pylons. I don't really see much ore around here. Regardless, we can kill the ogre. How much experience? About 188. Pretty disappointing. And an execute. That is it, however. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next part.